student to have deeper discussion. And the students can enjoy their discussion even without the teacher. And here comes another question. Did this student really watch the videos? Because it's not, forced, actually. And they did, and in a quite amazing way. When we review the video's utility in this high school, we saw that in one day, someone watched the videos at 2 a.m. in the morning, or even in 3, or in 4, or in 5, watching the videos, law of isolation or chromosome, something like that. And it's actually a Saturday. That's pretty cool. And another thing is that I think maybe there is a midterm test there, so they stay up late to watch that videos. But when we go to the previous weeks, and we saw even on another Sunday, it's still the same, 2, 3, or even this girl actually woke up at 4 to watch mitosis. Okay, because we saw other data after this, so she probably woke up at this time. And I was really curious about that, why this happened. And later I have the opportunity to ask these students in Taipei First Girl School. And they told me, because in Taiwan, I don't know whether you guys know that we have a culture of cram school. Every student, most of students, I think probably 80% or even 90% of middle school and high school students, they went to cram school after school. So after 5 p.m., they went to the cram school at 6 p.m. till 10, and then they go back home. So they have no energy during weekday with this kind of 12-hour or even 14 hours classes for the whole day. But they have their extracurricular activity on weekends. So they don't want to waste their time studying this stuff during the daytime in the weekend. So the only time they can use that's more continual time, it's stay up late in the weekend or get up earlier in the weekend. So it's quite inspiring because the student wasn't forced to do this, but they try their best to watch these videos. And it is because the student was motivated to do this. They think watching these videos is efficient to them. And actually we can prove this a little bit by the midterm exam. Although from grades we can see it's only a little bit higher among the flipped group than the traditional group. It's each 6 classes adopt different method to learn. But the one class it's using Jin-Yi the most, get the best grade actually, and it's much higher. So let's come to the flipped learning model here. I think you guys might saw this picture. As the traditional way, we use lecture, right, in the classroom, just like me doing now. That's probably a bad way to deliver a speech actually, because again our attention span is only 18 minutes, so you might not be concentrated all the time, and that's okay. And later the students go home to have their homework activities alone. But I know some of you, or even many of you, use an interactive way to teach your student, because yesterday actually what I saw in RGS, it's an interactive way. The teacher gave the handout to students to let them read, and then later she offered the discussion time, and they can draw something like mind map, and later they have the presentation time. So it's better than this kind of traditional way, I think. But what a flipped way is means with this kind of online system, you can actually watch the videos at home, do the interactive exercise at home, and the teachers can see the data at home. And next day, they can have the classroom activities that's more inspiring, that's more interactive, and they can bring the so-called homework into the classroom to become a group competition or some other activities. So something that's really important is the system or the videos, but it's only the second important. The most important is actually the teacher's mindset. Whether you want to adopt an interactive way to teach, an inspiring way to teach. Okay, so let's take another teacher as example, because you guys might challenge me. The previous example is from Taipei First Girl High School, which is the best high school. So the student can use this kind of method. But this teacher, also another biology teacher, it's from junior high school. That means teaching students from 12 to 15 in Taiwan, because it's only a 3-year program for junior high school, not like 4-year here. And it's in Taiwan, junior high school student, it's I don't know how to say that in English. It's called 常态编班. It means the class won't be selected by their grade. It's like in every class they have top students, but they also have students that not doing that good. Okay, but they still got good result in this kind of class. So in the class, the teacher, Mr. Zhong, didn't teach or giving lecture anymore. What he did is ask the student to, well, the picture is not that clear, but to ask the student to do the output, to write down their concept about that videos in this little blackboard. And it's not the best group, actually. Someone will say it must be the best group, but every group can be very good if they are trained for a longer time. And they can do the experiment in the classroom. I know many of the biology teachers really like focus on the experiment part, but in Taiwan, because we need to prepare for the test, and we don't test the experiment in our entrance exam. So some of the teachers actually neglect this part, but this is really important because for me as a doctor, if you learn the structure of heart only by reading the textbook or giving the lecture there and try to memorize the function of a heart valve, it's definitely just a knowledge in your mind. And for this student, they try to put the water from the vein and it will come out from the aorta. And if you put it in the aorta, and it won't come out from the vein, and you have the experience of the function of the valve. So it's definitely different from experience to only knowledge. So students enjoy the classroom time, so they have the motivation actually to watch the videos before the class. Why? Because they want to enjoy the moment in the classroom. If they won't prepare themselves better, they cannot really enjoy it because they don't know what they are doing. So they will watch the videos before class and they will take notes as our videos that kind of handwritten style, so they can follow it pretty easily. Okay. And also, this teacher, because he is going to be a doctor, actually, I mean a doctor degree in education, and so he did a research for this flipped learning stuff. There are 20 classes were included in this research. Some of the classes use the traditional way, and you can see the grades difference from the post-test minus pre-test. That's the great improvement, actually. It's still 22 there, so it's still a way to improve, to help the student to improve. And there's another way that's called health flip. It's something that I really want to mention. It's even a little bit worse. It's quite strange. Haven't you proposed that flip is a good way? But if the teacher didn't flip in the right way, that means they ask the student to watch the videos at home, but meanwhile, they didn't minimize the homework. They still ask them to do the homework at the same time. So the student needs to spend extra time at home. And I believe students in Taiwan or in Singapore don't have that much time to watch the videos and do the homework during their nighttime or after school. So it's actually getting worse if you just do it in a half flipped way. But if you do it really in a flipped way, the student won't necessarily spend more time on homework because it's just some videos, actually. Okay, and if you do it with flip and with experiment, you can get even larger or bigger improvement. And it definitely makes sense because I think most of you know this learning pyramid, right? If we try to deliver a knowledge only through lecture, and the students' average learning retention rates in this experiment, it's defined as how can the students memorize after 2 weeks. Okay, so after 2 weeks, the student can only in their memory, there's only 5% left for what you've been taught. It's quite a little, okay. But if it's they can read on their own, it's more to 10%. And if that's audio-visual, like with PowerPoint slide or with some videos, it's actually like 20%. And with demonstration, like if you do something in the front, show them, it's quite like 30%. And if it's discussion, they're giving their output, it's 50%. And if it's practice by doing, it's like hands-on, it's 75%. And if the student can teach others, it's much, much higher to 90%. It's just like us. So that's why every teacher must be master in your own subjects and your field, because you teach all the time. So actually, at last, it is the teacher learn most. Okay, so we should invite our student to adopt this way to learn, and that's what a flipped classroom want to focus on. We need to spend more time on this part. So take another teacher as example, and now it's elementary school level math. Okay, I will close my session in probably 10 minutes, so we can have the question and answer time. Before class, the teachers, it's a mathematics teachers and it's got computer science teachers in elementary school, so they cooperate with each other because they are couples. And before class, you can see they ask the student to watch the videos, and again, the student aren't forced to take those notes, but they will easily do this because with that kind of style of the videos, they can just do this taking notes at the same time. And they will do the interactive exercise not in class is actually, you can see from the picture, it's during the lunchtime. See? So they just finished their lunch so fast. Why? They want to do the interactive exercise. So after this, watching the videos and do the interactive exercise, the teacher can monitor the progress of the student. So the spot here means the skill improvement, it means time. So you can see some of the students, at first they were stuck, but later if they find a good way, because every student have their own time, their own understanding, sometimes they can catch up quickly. Okay, and during the class, the teacher just can do more things. After the student watch the videos and do the interactive exercise, they can use the traditional homework as an activity. So you group some students together, and they adopt a strategy that is put some of the good students, or I mean, what we mean good is good performance in studies.